Now you know, when you see me in the kitchen by myself, that means it is a all cooking show. That means that we are going to be cooking through the entire program. So I hope you have your paper and your pencil. I hope you've told somebody 3ABN is on, because today we have a statement for those who do the bacon and eggs. We are moving you out the way for the new thing coming in market, and that is the one bowl meal. Get your paper and your pencil and meet us in the kitchen.
Hey,
I am.
Did you say the one bowl meal?
One bowl meal.
One bowl meal. Okay, let's talk about that before we go into the recipe now. That's kind of like a new craze now, or is it?
If you've been actually paying attention about what's going on around you, you've been seeing that a lot of the one bowl meals are on the market. But it did not start with the market first. It actually began with those who were very health conscious.
Oh, I see. So everything is in one bowl meal.
Everything is a one bowl meal.
Okay, so, because I see some in the grocery stores now, I mean, the one bowl meal. So, okay, when did it really start to gain foot? I mean, just start rolling down the hill?
Actually, the people who are involved in a lot of health, you know, we call it the health gurus.
Health conscious.
They were the ones that really started it. They started off with like smoothies, and once they made the smoothie, they started putting bananas on the side of it, and flax seeds and chia seeds.
All in one bowl. Okay.
They had it, and actually the smoothie was so thick it actually laid in the bowl, and they put the other things on top of it. So it's actually a power-packed, very super nutritious meal.
So start with the smoothie and then move into more of the grains and...
Yes, the whole grain, quinoa and brown rice and oatmeal. They started putting all those in. Those were in bowls, especially they had first the breakfast bowl. It started first with the breakfast bowls.
Oh, really. Breakfast first.
And then it moved into the breakfast, now then the supper or the lunch bowls.
Okay.
But it's so convenient, you know, everything is there.
So it's good for those who like when they have something real fast, those people in the busy and want to have something that's quick and easy.
Something quick and easy, and you only have one plate to wash.
Oh, okay,
or one bowl.
So it's really a power pack, protein bowl, or whole grains, and just everything is right there in one bowl.
And and there are individuals who also, I mean, once it got started, it started off healthy, right?
Okay.
But now it's actually transitioned into, now they've added a lot.
Now you say it's a one bowl meal, you say?
Yes, one bowl meal.
As you talk, let me put one up here. I got one on my phone here, because I saw this in the grocery store just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And here is, well, I'm not going to mention the name, but this is a one bowl. This is a fajita vegetable bowl.
Okay,
fajita vegetable bowl.
Tell what's in it?
Oh my goodness. Okay, now this is a one bowl meal.
Okay.
So the calories are 440. So that's one bowl, all right? And the total, now this is a fajita vegetable bowl.
We're supposed to be real good.
Right, you know.
Okay, that's good.
No meat.
No meat.
But the total fat is 16 grams, which is a lot.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Total fat. I mean, 3, 5 grams, 6 grams, but 15 grams, 16 grams is a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay, I see something. Okay, let me put this in its proper perspective, right? When we look at labels on the recipe, one of the things we need to look on the label is the sodium percentage.
Absolutely.
DV, daily value, percentage, all right? And there's a percentage on there. We suggest for those who want to lower their blood pressure, your sodium percentage, the percentage of sodium should not go over 15. All right? 15 is the magic number. 15 or lower for the sodium percentage on the label.
Right.
All right? Now, having said that, let me say this. This sodium right here is not 15.
Okay.
It's not 20.
Oh, okay.
It's not 30. It's not 40. It's not 50. This sodium percentage here, I'm looking at it, right here is 52%. This is a fajita bowl. This is, I mean, this is way off the chart.
Oh, yeah.
So even though it's a fajita vegetable bowl, no meat in it, This sodium count is so high, I mean, it is extraordinarily high. This is the highest percentage I've seen of any sodium on a label.
So it actually started off, like I said before, with people who were the health crazed, the individuals who were doing the jogging and the exercising, and they didn't have a lot of time to do a whole lot of cooking and stuff and preparing everything. So they began doing the fajita bowls, different from that one.
So
there.
really need to look at the label than just the bowl itself.
And it began basically with breakfast ones.
Okay, breakfast first.
Because it's a lot easier, get the breakfast in. And so they had, like I said, the oats and the grains and stuff like that they were using. Okay, so it was really healthy.
Okay.
Some of the things that have happened since then, because it became, you know how it goes down. If something comes out and everybody likes it, then it just gets to be manufactured in the market.
That's
and
true.
It just go crazy.
Yeah, I've seen it about maybe a few years ago, back in around 2015, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it started around 2015.
I think USA Today or one of those magazines had an article in 2016. So it's just really rolling down the hill as far as the popularity is concerned. Yeah.
Yep. And so, you know, the bottom line is that it's not that we don't think the bowl is a bad idea. We don't think that. We just have to try to figure out a way to let's make that bowl healthier.
Right.
And still be able to get the nutrients in it. Because that's the other thing too, is the nutrient content, the protein also, the small amount of fat that's actually in it. The combination is, it's really and truly, do you remember back in the day when we used to have the dinners? They used to come in the containers, the TV dinner.
TV
you remember
dinners,
TV?
yeah.
I know you remember those TV dinners back in the day.
Well, not some of the crew here, but
okay, but the TV dinners used to be a big thing.
Right.
And people used to buy the TV dinners and stack and pack them in the freezer.
Okay.
So when they were ready to eat. Well, the bowl is different. Are you ready for this, Curtis? This thing has gotten so good until they actually sell the bowls now in the store to make your own bowl, and they can be as high as starting one bowl, $25.
Oh my goodness.
For the bowl.
Yes.
For the bowl. Now, there's something else about the bowl that's unique, and that is the attractiveness of it.
Okay.
Everybody says that when you really see them, when you see them put together, it's not only appetizing to the eyes, but it's like artistic work in process, okay?
Because it's very colorful. It has a lot of things in there. Because it's really one meal.
They think it all out. They think it all out.
It's protein concentrated, it's nutrient dense, it's everything that you need in that one bowl.
In one bowl.
So it can be a grain bowl or fruit bowl or
smoothie bowl. Although I thought about this, now you do have to be careful because you can put so much in the bowl that you can't up the calorie any other amount, like you saw in that
440 calories,
right. But if you've noticed around you, you've been seeing a lot of them go down, and I think that they're going to be more and more coming in over and over again, that you'll see a lot more of the bowls showing up, a lot more of the companies have gotten on the bandwagon with it. But the problem you have with the ones that you see in the grocery store, they are way too high in sodium and also fat.
That's
and
true.
so one of the things we like to do on
do your own.
Is to make your own bowls.
There you go.
And today on our program, we're going to make two bowls. One of the bowls is going to be like a dinner bowl.
Okay.
And the other one's going to be a breakfast bowl. So when I say dinner, I mean supper, okay, or an actual breakfast bowl. So that's why I started off by saying move over eggs and bacon.
Oh, okay. Because, you know, when you go to restaurants, I see restaurants now are serving these bowls at restaurants.
That's right.
Some of your health-conscious restaurants are serving these bowls, breakfast, lunch, and supper.
They got them on the menu. They got them
That's right, it's on the menu,
So it's out there. If you have not seen them, you will be seeing them because they're out there and they're going. So today, what we're going to be doing is a couple things. Number one, normally I just do one item, but because it's a full show, we're going to actually do two items. We're going to start off with we call a lunch or a supper bowl, and this supper bowl is going to have a combination of things in it. The very first one we're going to be doing is we're going to actually take our black beans and we're going to season them up because that's a part of this first bowl. So let's look at the recipe.
All right.
It calls for 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 banana pepper seeded and chopped, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 15-ounce cans of black beans, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and sea salt to taste, all right?
Okay.
And so you're going to go ahead and cut up for me the banana peppers. Because this is just not no regular beans. This is a seasoned beans, okay? It's going to have a nice flavor. That is one thing about the one bowl concept, and that is the flavor is out of this world. Different combinations of all the things going together, and so this one has just not plain old black beans, but this one has the black beans, banana peppers. It's got cumin, one of the spices that we're going to be using in that. And we're going to be using olive oil and also some garlic, chopped up garlic. So this is going to be a good one. I'm going to go ahead on and get it started. We're going to get the peppers.
Okay,
and we're going to get the garlic going in a hot second. Let me just get it warmed up a little bit there. And now, with something like this, like if you're doing the beans, you could, we got a couple things going on. Now, remember I said we got people who are just trying to get it over and get it done. You can actually put your beans on in a crock pot overnight and let them cook. And that way in the morning your beans are already ready to go, okay?
All right.
Or you can buy the canned beans if you want to buy the canned beans. Remember, we always say you're going to rinse that salt off of them if you want to, if you like, okay? But remember, because we're actually controlling everything, we have more control over what is actually going in the bowls that we're fixing. They're going to be a lot more healthier. So we're going to go ahead and add the banana peppers in.
You've done
Here you
a
go.
lot of research on this.
Yeah, we're going to put those in first. I love banana peppers. Yeah, it makes this come to life, all right? And I'm going to go ahead on and put in the garlic.
Okay.
And it's got like, how many garlics I got in here? I got 4.
Now, you're using the black beans here, but can any pinto,
okay,
navy
I'm
or
designing,
what?
you can use any beans, but I'm
Okay.
designing a black bean and rice bowl.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can do the red beans, the pinto
Red bean,
beans.
pinto,
and
whatever.
The main thing now, once again, is about color. So,
Okay,
you know,
that's
black
true,
beans
too.
are going to really pop.
Right.
Especially
okay.
when I put it with brown rice.
Yes,
Okay, and we
okay.
got some other things we're going to be putting with that as well. So it makes
Okay.
all the difference is the combination of things that we're using, okay? So I'm going to ask you slowly if you would go ahead on and start pouring in the beans.
The beans?
Very slow. Let's go ahead and put
Okay.
them in there. Down a little bit lower. That way it doesn't pop as
okay.
much. All righty. Okay. I love black beans. They have a nice flavor, high in vitamins. You know, the whole bean kingdom, they all are good with lots and lots of nutrients, okay? And they're also in a place of a lot of meat items. So when someone is trying to cut back on their meat, of course, they would go to the bean kingdom.
Because you have your
for that.
protein, and then with the whole grains and legumes,
Oh, yeah.
then that's your complete protein. Is that correct?
Yep. And do you remember back in the day when they first used to say that whenever somebody was thinking about becoming a vegetarian, that you know you couldn't be a vegetarian unless you had the bean and rice combination?
And
boy,
eat
we've
at the
come
same
so
time.
far. We've come so far away from
Yes.
that now. They've discovered that you can actually eat beans for breakfast, and it will be okay with the system because at lunchtime you could have the rice and you still could have the amino acids you need to have.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not no more of that.
You have to eat it.
All
both
together.
of those
And they made a
two
big
items
thing
at the
of-
same meal at the same time.
I think it was just
we
a
don't
lot
have
of
to anymore.
it was a lot of stuff just to try to get people not to go that way. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead on and put in the cumin.
Okay. Now that gives it that flavor.
And I like this because you can do cumin, you can do coriander,
Oh, okay.
you can do curry. Remember now, the bowl is seasoned. That's the reason why it's so popular. It's got all kind of spices and stuff in there as well. And now we're going to put in, I'm going to put a tad bit of salt in there.
Okay.
Okay, just a little bit. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and spoon this up.
So that's it. You'll cook that down for what,
Yeah,
5 minutes or so? Or?
Yeah, I let it cook for a little bit. Now, you know, of course, the one thing with beans
And the
and
rice
stuff-
has to go in there too.
No, rice is not going in this.
Oh, okay.
But what's going to happen is this is going to cook, and usually I let this cook for about a good 20 minutes or so, all right? Now, because you're making the bowl up, and let's say you want to have a bowl for tomorrow for your lunchtime or whatever, then just make all your stuff ahead of time. You know, like on Sundays, I cook all my rice, and I make all my beans in my crock pot. I know I'm going to make these things up, so I go ahead of time and do that. So even for the person who's quick and got a lot of stuff going on and say, I don't have time for all that, you still can make your bowl up. Just think about it. You can cut your peppers up ahead of time, all right? Cut your garlic up ahead of time. Put it in the refrigerator. Let it sit there till the next day when you're ready to put your bowl together.
Okay,
all
ready
right?
to go.
But the beans, honestly, you can do this ahead of time. Make it up after it simmers for a while. Just let it sit, and it will be really good.
We have those beans cooking overnight. I mean, the whole house will be smelling.
If you do these beans in your crock pot, yes, indeed, you're actually going to do that.
I'm going to take a break.
Going to take a break because, you know, all we've done is just the beans so far.
Yes.
So, you know, we're going to take a break because when we come back, we're going to do some plantain. Also, it's going to go with this, along with that brown rice. So we are not finished. So I want you just to stay by. Okay. Now, you know, we're doing this they're doing a dinner bowl, right? And so in this bowl, we've already done the black beans, and now we're going to do plantain because we're going to have all this stuff on a bowl at the end, okay? So the plantain, of course, I already took it out of its skin, and so with that in mind, it's like, okay.
Did you read the recipe?
Oh.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's read that recipe.
Yeah, let's read it.
It's just so simple.
Yes.
It's just 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 2 plantains peeled and cut diagonally.
That's it.
That's all. That's
Nothing
all.
else.
That's all. And so
that I can do.
Okay.
All right.
So we're just cutting it
now in a slant.
in a slant.
And why in slant? It just looks better.
Yeah, remember, we're making a bowl. It's supposed to be artistic. It's supposed to be pretty.
Because we eat with our
eyes. Yes,
I knew that was coming.
Now, for the show sake,
Okay.
I went on and just got the other plantain ready for you because I know we don't want to do all that, cooking all that plantain on a show. So with that in mind, because we got some more stuff we got to do.
Now, about purchasing plantain, how should we, it's like purchasing a banana, make sure it's no green showing or?
When you are cooking with the plantain,
talk about that.
It has to be dark brown.
Dark brown.
It has to be yellow going into a dark brown color. Most of the time, especially if you're going to do it like this, the plantain, if it's green, it's going to be very hard to not only cook, but also cut open.
Okay, so just wait till it's dark brown, or brown. Not,
you see all the shininess on this plantain right here?
Right,
That's coming because of the fact that it's got a lot of sugar in it.
Right.
The browner it gets, the more sugar it produces, all right? So with that in mind, you want to make sure. It's got that glistening going on because it's soft and it's ready to go, okay?
Okay, so it shouldn't be too firm.
No,
it
should not be too firm at all, okay? All right. So we're just putting those in. We're going to brown them on the sides, a nice brown color.
Okay.
Okay. And this is also a part of the bowl as well, Curtis.
So this is all going
in the one bowl.
In the one bowl.
In the one bowl.
One bowl.
So we've got. Remember now, we did the black beans already.
Okay.
Okay, and then we've done the steamed brown rice. All right. So we've steamed our brown rice. We also have the plantain. Now I don't know if you're imagining with me, you can see those colors coming in. We got now the black, we got the brown, we got the plantain, which got that yellow color to it. And even on these one bowls, all right, you can do cilantro, you can do spinach leaves, you can do steamed kale. It's all about the art of it and the nutrition of it.
Right, it's just power packed.
It's power packed, everything.
So you have breakfast bowls, lunch bowls, and supper bowls.
Yes. Yes.
All three bowls.
All three.
Restaurants are having all three right now.
Yes.
You see that on the
menu.
menu.
You see them on the menu.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Very convenient.
That works out really well. And notice now, it's not taking a lot of time for all this.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I used to do all the plantain stuff the night before too. So that's all ready to go.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to turn this over. Let's see if it's already kind of turning brown. Because we want it to turn brown, a nice golden brown color. Okay. I want to turn it over. See
Very
that?
good.
So you want to make sure, once again, the plantain has to be a yellow color, has to be
Have
yellow.
some brown spots.
Brown spots on it.
Yeah,
and
because
the longer.
I've seen a lot of plantain in the store. A lot of plantain I've seen is still green. It's still kind of firm.
Yes.
And so you want to wait till the starch is not there yet.
The starch.
So it could be hard to digest, I guess, if you get it in that state.
Okay,
Is
like
that
let's
correct
say
or
places like Jamaica, Bermuda, Bahamas, they take the plantain and they actually boil it. They use it as a starchy vegetable. All right.
Okay.
And so you can take it that way where it's still
they
green.
peel it and then.
Well, I've seen them cook it both ways, but the bottom line is that they just are actually cooking it in the green texture. It's green already.
And it's
green
covering.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
All right. So then that's going to be very, very starchy, and it's not going to be sweet.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have one where we've actually just taken that plantain and we've moved the plantain to dark, either real yellow with dark spots on it. Every now and then you see them in the store. I like plantain in the store because the darker they get, the cheaper they get as well.
Oh.
But they're about ready to throw them out.
That's right. They go down.
They do not have the clue that the darker they are, the better they are.
That's true too. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good then. Yeah.
So
all right.
That's going to be the plantain.
Okay. It's turning brown a little bit.
It's turning brown on us, and we're going to turn around, look at it, because we know we got another one to go, because this one here is not quite finished. We got a couple more things we're going to do with that. But Curtis, I just got finished talking about a supper bowl or a lunch bowl, all right?
Supper and lunch.
So I know they're saying, okay, she said at the beginning of that program, get rid of your eggs and your bacon, all right?
Look out, bacon and eggs.
We're going to also look at now a breakfast bowl.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Breakfast.
So let's look at where we're going to go with this breakfast bowl.
Okay, let's do it, honey.
This is called a healthy breakfast bowl. It's 1 cup of your favorite whole grain oats, 1 cup of strawberry halves, 1 cup of blueberries, 1 cup of walnuts. We've got also in this recipe, we're using chia seeds, and we're also going to be using, Curtis, in this recipe, some raspberries. So blueberries and raspberries and walnuts, that's what we're going to do. So They need to stay by to see this one. Okay. Now,
so-
what I've done, remember I said in the bowls.
In the bowl.
In the bowl, you can actually do any combination of things. So, you know, at the end of the program, they will see what the supper bowl looks like, because we took the black beans and we've got brown rice and we got the plantains, and we've also got some salad. You're going to see it decorated at the end, all right? So now we've moved over to another bowl, which is the breakfast bowl.
So now we're covering all three, covering the supper bowl,
Or lunch, supper or
lunch,
Uh-huh.
and then also the dinner.
Yes.
Well, lunch
Well,
and
some-
lunch,
people
depending
go
on where
back
you
and
live.
forth, depending on where you live.
Now this is the breakfast,
This is a breakfast one.
so-called the healthiest and most important meal of the day.
Absolutely the most
Absolutely.
important meal. So with that, you know, we want to make sure we get in the whole grains. We want
Okay.
to make sure we get in the fruits, and we want to make sure we get in the nuts and the seeds, because it's a good way to start the day.
Yes.
They've seen over and over again when the children have gone to school and they've had no breakfast at all, but there's a difference in them being able to retain or keep the information they have in school.
Yeah, the breakfast is so important, folks. I mean, even the Bible talks about it. I think it's Ecclesiastes 10:17. I think that's it. For the princes eat in due season in the morning. It says in the morning time. And again, breakfast in the morning time. And how did that word breakfast get its name? I think you know about that. You talk about that.
Well, you know, we talk about the fact breakfast, split the word in half, break the fast. So you've been fasting, hopefully, all night.
While you were sleeping.
Yes, you have not. You've stopped eating at a certain time, and you're now moving toward the eating time, and you want to stop eating all that food before it starts getting real late, right? So in the morning, you are hungry.
It's time to break the fast.
Break the fast.
And you know what? I think sometimes we turn that word around. Pew, fast break.
Fast break.
Coffee and donuts and out the door.
Out the
I mean,
door.
just turn the word around. Fast
And
break.
you know,
So-
also when you do something like that, like I know, for instance, if you're on a job and you haven't had any breakfast and they have a birthday party, somebody brought cakes and cookies and pies in to have at break time around 10 o'clock. Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Now, you might come to work with an attitude, you know, you're upset, you just, you know, you done, everybody, the kids work your nerve and everything. So then you go into the break room and you get the dessert, which is the donuts, the cookies, the pie, and all that
Refined
stuff.
carbohydrates.
And you come back to your desk and you are like, yeah, high,
Yeah.
feeling real good, all right?
You're going to have a low that afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to have a crash.
Because that glycemic index is that we're eating the whole grain type foods we were doing today, it means that it goes slowly so that we have a longer staying power for the food. Wherein when we eat something like the cookies and the donuts,
Refined carbohydrates.
what happens then?
That's a glucose spike.
Spikes
The
way up.
higher the spike, the greater the drop.
So now we are at the desk and you've been there for about an hour or so after you've had the donut, and now you got a real attitude. You got the blues.
Yes.
You're just not really feeling good at all about
Got
this,
the
right?
blue. So now this is going to be more staying power, the
Staying
oatmeal.
power. Yes,
And this
yes.
is what, quick oats or whole?
This is old-fashioned oats, and there are a
Old-fashioned
lot
oats.
of oats on the market now,
Right,
remember?
okay.
The wheat berries are out there. You can cook them. I just got finished talking to someone about the wheat berries. You can cook those, and they have to cook in a crock pot overnight, because you cannot cook them like you would do a regular cereal, because you're going to be unhappy, okay? But the bottom line is that whatever your favorite oats are, and try some of the new things on the market as your oats, all right? What I've got, Curtis, is I actually did the old-fashioned
Oh,
oats.
now you got some raisins in there?
Well, you know, I know that you like, whenever we're doing oats, making up any kind of oatmeal, you like it with raisins in it.
Right, okay.
Bran raisins, regular raisins.
Right, that's true.
But that's really good to kind of cook up in your cereal as well. And so we've already got this made up, because we got to make another bowl, and this bowl is going to be the breakfast bowl. And
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, you can tell just from seeing this that it's going to be something that's going to be nice and
Now I
healthy.
see there on the side here on the counter you have the other fruits and things you're going to add to this as well. So this is going to be a power-packed, nutrient-dense breakfast bowl.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
It's going
is.
to have everything it needs to have in it. You don't have to have anything extra with it, because you will have it there. As a matter of fact, you get your fruit,
Yes.
you got your grains.
Whole grains.
That's
That's right. Okay.
So,
So now this can last, I mean, a person for 4 to 5 hours.
oh
'Cause
yeah.
normally during
Oh, yeah.
breakfast time, we
Oh,
eat
yeah.
real fast and coffee, donuts, whatever. It doesn't last. In about 2 hours, we're hungry again.
You're hungry again.
Yes, okay.
So I have down here really so that you can just see this, and that is, remember, you know how we always do it. You know that at the end of the show, you know you're going to see the finished product, right? So what's going to happen is I just brought out the fresh blueberries and
Okay.
raspberries and walnuts and pumpkin seeds.
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
That's what's going to go on this bowl. So if you will stay by, guess what? You're going to see the supper bowl or lunch supper bowl we prepared, and you're also going to see the breakfast bowl.
Oh.
So we want you just to stay by.
Bye.
Okay, you know that we had to get that artistical talent in place.
Yeah, boy, you worked on this. You worked on this table, baby.
So we didn't want it to just look like anything, because we want you to see what you're actually seeing out there.
Yes,
how you can make your own. I mean, think about it. If someone came in, this is the one we did for the supper, okay? And then we had the black beans, we had the plantains, we had the steamed brown rice, you know, and then we had the spinach. And that's a spinach, like a salad spinach, you know.
My
so
goodness.
we're not cooking it, and it makes a beautiful presentation.
Somebody said this is one of the most beautiful bowls I have ever seen. I mean, it's pretty, just gorgeous. Not gorgeous, but gorgeous.
It makes you want to eat it.
Makes you want to eat it.
And then we also made today the breakfast bowl.
Breakfast
bowl. Check out this. I mean, if you come down and you got this going on, all right? We've got.
Go ahead, baby.
Okay, we started off with the whole grain oats, okay?
Okay,
we got the oats,
on the side,
old-fashioned oats, and then underneath, and then on top of it, we got raspberries and blueberries and walnuts. And by the way, that wasn't a cup of walnuts, that was a half a cup of walnuts.
Oh, a half a cup?
Yes.
It's a half a cup.
And we got the pumpkin
seeds. And the pumpkin seeds.
Isn't that neat?
Okay, wow, that's good for my prostate and prostrate.
All
yeah,
right.
both. Okay.
Yes, it is. So,
okay. Now,
because I knew that you were going to.
Oh, I see something on the side.
Oh, I was supposed to be hiding this from you.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
it was in plain sight. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well.
So I'm looking at the clock, and so let's go with the plantain. Or is it plantain or plantain?
Depends on where you're from.
Okay.
Plantain or plantain.
Okay. Well, we're in 3ABN, so we're. Okay, that will work right there.
Okay, I know you want some raspberries. You know you love raspberries. Raspberries.
Let's wash it down with some raspberries. Oh my goodness, we're out of time. John 10:10, Jesus said, I come that they might have life and have it more abundantly.